Hi everybody, Russ and my Hammers 11. I hope you're all safe and well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you're made aware of any time we put new content on. Because we've got a lot of new series coming up very, very shortly. If you'd like to support the channel, please feel about becoming a Patreon in the link below. Have a look if you want. Great. If not, doesn't matter. Today's guest is a very, very special guest. Now, I guarantee you will not know his face, so we're not going to show it, but you'll definitely know his voice. So I'm just going to let him introduce himself. Hello to today's guest.
Hello, Russ. I'm very good. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here. Hopefully this week you won't leave me halfway through to get your dishwasher fixed.
We've got WHU Clips. Oh dear. Hello, Mr. Clips. Hope you're well. Now, obviously, Mr. Clips is I'm going to call you Clips. Yeah, that's what we call you, Clips. He's a very busy man. He's obviously doing all these alternative commentaries for all the West Ham games and putting on Twitter and Instagram. They get taken down on Twitter. He puts them up again. He's an incredibly busy man. So for obvious reasons, we're not going to do a 45-minute, hour-long, whatever, full episode of My Hammers 11. We're just having a bit of fun today. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. What we will do, actually, thinking about it, is when West Ham Clips reveals himself. I almost said coming out, but I didn't mean that. And when West Ham Clips decides he's going to reveal who he is, and I was going to say coming out again, take his, like the Mars Singer, take it off. We're going to get him on the channel, and we're going to do a full My Hammers 11 interviewing him and just finding out more about the man and more about him, his journey, why he became a West Ham fan, why he started up West Ham Clips, and a little bit more into his 11. So he will be the first person we've had on the channel twice, on the particular series twice. Today we're just talking to the alter ego himself. We're going to go straight into his 11. So we'll take it away, West Ham Clips, in terms of your 11. So we'll let you start off.
So, I've picked this 11 based on a mix of mainly someone's most memorable moment at the club and their contribution. So in goal, I've gone for Roberto. Just joking. I've gone for someone slightly better in Adrian. Simply for the penalty shootout. Although part of me wishes he missed so he'd have to put his gloves back on.
Yeah, it's a good shout. And as you said, I have this sort of vision of Adrian just having to, if he did miss, as you said, go round and pick his gloves up again. Very similar to if you storm out of a house and you say, "Oh, I'm leaving you," and the door's on a really slow release. And you have to sort of wait for it to close and slam it shut. So we'll put Adrian in goal. Okay, who's next then, Clips?
The more this goes on, the more the formation won't make sense. But anyway, seeing as it's worked for David Moyes, I've gone for 3 at the back. Starting with the Kiwi Chiellini, Winston Reid. If you want a memorable moment, then scoring the last goal at Upton Park is a pretty good one. 9 years of service at the club isn't bad either.
No, good shout. And as you said, because he's playing for Kansas City at the moment, so hopefully, who knows, he could come back in January. Hopefully, I'd hope so. I still think that's the reason why Craig Dawson was signed on a loan, not on a full-term transfer, so to speak. So yeah, we'll see. But I mean, he's playing quite regularly for Kansas City now, or Sporting Kansas rather. He scored the other day. So yeah, he's hoping, and then hopefully a testimonial. Right. So who is next?
Next up, he's probably not the best player, definitely not the quickest, but you know what, he's probably the most committed, the bravest, and the most ginger. I've gone for the ginger Pele. How can I not? Just his presence alone and his massive ginger beard. Just having him on the pitch at any given time is a memorable moment. Hopefully his most memorable moment will be his testimonial.
Yeah, it's a good shout. And as you said, obviously when he came out, didn't come out, but when his retirement on Instagram and Soccer AM and stuff like that, saying that he'd like to obviously wear the West Ham shirt one more time. That's got to be a bit of a home run for the club, isn't it, to get him on the pitch when everyone's back for the first time. So fingers crossed. But I agree, you in terms of commitment, you could never doubt the man, particularly his second stint. To me, that's when he became a proper West Ham, I don't say legend, but a West Ham great. I think the word legend gets bandied around far too often for my liking. But yes, good shout. Okay, so we've got in the back, we've got Reid and we've got Collins. Who is the last position in that back three?
Okay, yes, the next player is a midfielder playing in defense, but I'm sure he'll do a fine job. It's none other than the Basmati Billy Bonds himself. Yes, okay, he's made over 100 Premier League appearances at 21. Yes, okay, he's an England international. Yes, okay, his goals against Watford and Arsenal weren't bad. But if you haven't seen it, go watch the golf video he did with Tubes. He loses a forfeit and runs around the course topless doing the Kevin Nolan chicken dance. Absolutely fantastic.
And as you said, not just that, I mean, remember his videos when he was on holiday with Mason Mount and stuff like that. And to play, as you said, over 100 Premier League games at the age of 21 is absolutely mental for anyone. And, we have put people on pedestals who have played a lot less games than Declan Rice already so far in his career. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Dec. But obviously, we've got him until at least January now. So, we'll see. Hopefully, I've said it lots of times. I think he's not going to leave for a while. That's my personal opinion. Although what's going to happen is come January or come the summer, this clip's going to go up and people are going to meme it or whatever. But I really think he's got a really massive future at West Ham as club captain and as the next Mark Noble. We call Mark Noble the next Billy Bonds. I mean, you call him the Basmati Bonds, which always cracks me up. And he could be. And fingers crossed he is. Right, okay, so just your back three. Let's go into midfield then, Clips.
In right midfield, Mark Henry slots straight in, although I could have probably put him anywhere else on the pitch because he's probably played there. I'm not interested in his goals, celebrations or moments. I'm interested in him crashing his Lamborghini whilst dressed as a snowman on Christmas Day. That's why he's in this team.
You crack me up. Honestly, I love all these names like Mark Henry. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, but you're right. He's probably, our team's not bad in terms when it comes to characters, isn't it? I moan about, the fact that West Ham football in general, modern football, don't have many characters. But Antonio is a bit of a character. And as you said, to crash his Lamborghini dressed as a snowman on Christmas Day or whatever, Boxing Day or whatever, pretty much is the most charismatic thing that probably anyone's done in the Premier League. But yeah, in terms of that type of sort of old school, jostling, we hear all the stories from Monks and Bish about and Razor about the things they got up to. It's a modern day comparison, but obviously being a Lamborghini rather than sort of a Fiesta from what's the thing? What's the Alan Ford, for example, or I don't know, Ludo Skoda, for example. Right, so put Antonio in. Who is next then, Clips?
Left midfield, I've gone for the Snodfather, again, not interested in the football. He's simply in because of his tweet in response to the owners bashing him whilst out on loan, then comes back the next season and becomes an important player whilst they're paying his wages. Heroic stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. And also, he's one of those players who I just think he's matured in his bit, within his role in the club. Obviously, is the longer he's been there, so which he would do naturally. But he was never that sort of integral part. And I think last season when he was out injured, we really missed him. We missed that drive. And for me, he is a cracking bloke, and I know he loves your channel, same as Dec, and same as a lot of the first teamers. And yeah, the Snodfather. I just think the names just crack me up. That's what I love. It's like the Man City game the other day, and you called De Bruyne the Ginger John Joe Shelby. It just literally creased me up. Right, okay, so we'll put Snodfather in. Who is next then, Clips?
Speaking of iconic tweets, in central midfield I've gone for the Cockney Cruyff. Where do I begin? Carrying injured players off the pitch, scraps with his opposition players, teammates, and fans. He's also going to be one of the only players to be a world-class footballer and a world-class manager. He'll wear the armband for this team, I think, Russ.
Yep, so we're going to have skipper Mark Noble. And as you said, he's West Ham through and through, and he's a proper fan. We've seen how his interactions on Twitter and stuff, and that took a lot of bollocks, that did. And so I just think he's a great bloke as well. He's a massive West Ham fan, and everyone loves him. And it's going to be a sad day when he hangs his shoes up. So I agree. I think he's going to be a great coach as well. I can see him in the same ilk as someone like a Scott Parker, because he's very similar in terms of how he behaves. And he obviously learned a lot from Scott when Scott was there. And obviously Dec's learning a lot from Mark. Now Mark's there. So we'll put Noble in. Who is going to be the next player then, Clips?
Next to him I've gone for the Romford Riquelme, and this time for actual footballing reasons. He has an incredible record in London derbies, including the winner that stopped Spurs winning the league. His goal the other week also wasn't too bad.
It weren't too shabby, was it? It was all right. I mean, Lanzini was all right that day, to be honest. But no, I think he's. I think, well, hopefully, maybe this last sort of stint, the last few games, might have put him in a better stead. He looked a lot fitter against Tottenham. A lot fitter. He looked. He looked really, obviously. Most people see because obviously he took his shirt off, and I love the fact that he got booked as well. And as he got booked, he was like just tapped the referee in the back. But he was brilliant when we signed him, weren't he? He was absolutely brilliant, a revelation. And I remember when we were, I think it was when Payet and Lanzini were both playing. One of the video guys was recording them doing the training sort of sessions like they used to do and put them on YouTube and stuff. And he said that actually Lanzini had a better ratio to goal, to scoring than Payet, but we never really saw that because obviously Payet obviously took all the plaudits all the time and took all the free kicks. Okay, so we put Lanzini in. Who is next? We're going up front now.
West Ham have an awful history of signing strikers, so I've done the only logical thing, and played 3 of them. First up is the Ecuadorian Eusebio, Enner Valencia, and it's for something he didn't even do at West Ham. Whilst playing for Ecuador in a World Cup qualifier, there was police waiting for him at the ground. Due to owing £13,000 in child support, he faked an injury so he could leave the stadium. He was then escorted out the stadium in a medical buggy whilst being chased by police. You can still find the video online. Stupendous stuff.
I remember that. That was... a lot of players have left and actually become more of a legend since they're leaving. So obviously you mentioned Valencia. We've got Savio. We've got Thomas Repka. All these players left and had a more, what's the word? A more salacious career after they've left West Ham. And he said, Enner Valencia, he was all right, weren't he? Him and Sacco. I mean, this shirt, this reminds me of Sacco and sort of Enner Valencia. Was, they were all right as a pair, and he was really fast. And when he has, I think when he came onto the scene, he was really strong, but he was just so weak, wasn't he? He was such a small player. All right, so we'll put Enner Valencia in. Who is next in this front three?
Next to him, it can only be one man. So good they signed him twice. The East End Samuel Eto'o, Carlton Cole. You talk about his goals, the playoff final, his world-class performances on Soccer AM. But the reason he's in this team is for taking a pay cut to stay at the club. Genuinely heroic stuff.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm not being funny. If someone take a pay cut to stay at the club, when's that ever heard of? Nowadays in modern football, and he's just a great bloke, isn't he? Really, I mean, Soccer AM, he was absolutely shocking, weren't he? We're trying to get the goalkeeper. I can't remember the lady's name. I do remember it, but we're trying to get her on. She's a big West Ham fan as well, so that'd be quite funny. But he was shocking. I think Ginger scored more goals than Carlton did that day, and but I love him. And Carlton Cole is he's the epitome of West Ham because he'll have some games where he's an absolute worldie in terms of a game or a score. I think someone mentioned I think it was a Tottenham game where he scored an absolute peach of a goal, and then he put basically Jermaine Defoe through on a back pass, I believe, and that's what we loved about. I remember when he was playing in the snow when he celebrated. I think it was Blackburn when he scored. A lovely bloke, absolutely cracking guy. Right, so we've got one space left. Who is this going to then, Clips?
And finally, the third striker and the final piece of this dysfunctional puzzle, a man, who in this team, will get to walk out with all the bubbles, Jordan Hugill. He's simply here so he can fulfill the one milestone he set out in his life. Actually, I take back what I said about Mark Noble. Not only will big Jordan Hugill walk out with all the bubbles, he will lead out the team through all the bubbles. He's getting the captain's armband.
I'm going to change that. I'm going to put Captain Jordan Hugill. Why not? Why not? And I've spoken to someone. I think it was Gonzo was mentioned once. He bumped into him on the boats, or when he was doing the charity stuff, like pre-match, and it's obviously jumped on the train. QPR weren't playing that day, and he'd come to watch a match, and I think that's brilliant. And clearly, he didn't do it on the freebies. He paid for his ticket and stuff. So I love players who do that because I just think it's just brilliant, absolutely fantastic. But no, it's been that's great, and Charlie Walsh will love the fact that Hugill gets another shout out because he's doing it. I mean, didn't he score the winner the other day in his debut for Norwich, wasn't he? And poor old Hugill and his bubbles, bless him, and all the stick he got from all the, especially when he left as well. Never took the mickey out of him, but Clips, man, it's been an absolute pleasure. I told everyone it's going to be a short one today, and it is going to be a short one today. Clips, where can they find you? Obviously, you're on Twitter, but I know you're on Instagram as well. Just give a shout out in terms of where we can find you, mate.
Thank you for having me, Russ. It's been an honor. The people can find me on Twitter and YouTube if you search West Ham Clips, and on Instagram West Ham_clips.
Brilliant. Okay. And that's it today. As I said, a quick one. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. And from me and from Clips, come on, you irons, or maybe I'll leave it to Clips to say it because he says it a bit differently. Go on, Clips. I'll leave it to you, man.
Until next time, come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. See you all soon. Bye bye.